I'll show a few commands tailored to fire protection and sprinkler placement. In these bays, we'll place sprinklers spaced in columns and rows with spacing that was half the spacing from walls and full spacing between the other sprinklers. So for this first bay, I'll use the sprinkler grid command. And top right corner. So these are the inside of the walls where the sprinklers are actually spaced from, and bottom left corner. And now I'm asked to enter the number of columns, and I'll say 3, and the number of rows 5. So now we have a grid in place that we can use for sprinkler placement that's properly spaced for the this particular bay. So I'm going to do the same thing in the next bay. So sprinkler grid and top right corner, bottom left corner, and the number of columns will be the same, and the number of rows will be the same. So there we go. We got a slightly different size grid because that bay is wider than the first one. And now I'll place the sprinkler head on each one of these intersections. As I place them, it will clean out the line work behind. Okay, I'll carry on doing that and return when I'm done. Okay, now I've changed the header routing to make this a little more interesting, and I'll just place a few items now. So elbow or tee up on the end of here, and perhaps an elbow down as we go through the wall here, and maybe another elbow down right here. And as you can see, it breaks out the appropriate line work, and we'll put one on the end there as well. And then for these guys, I'll do a tee down and take it in that direction. Same here, and same here. And then for these connections, we'll do another elbow down. So to there, and there, and there. So now we have the beginnings of a layout and just a few of the tools that we designed and developed to ease that process. So now that all the sprinklers are in place, I'll throw some dimensions on just to prove that the program did what I expected it to do. Okay, I'll use the continue here. So 1708, 1708, 1708, 1708, and 854. So we've got half the spacing of this against the walls, which is correct. So I'll just do I'll do the same thing down the bottom here or at the top. A little clearer. Linear dimension from the inside of the wall to the center of the sprinkler. 797, and continue 1595. Pretty close. Bit of a rounding issue there, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so we've got 797 at both ends and 1595 in the middle. I'll just do this last bay. And 908, continue. 1816, 1816, and 908. So all our spacings are good, and the designer could just continue placing items and refining the drawing. Often sprinklers are placed in relation to a reflective ceiling plan, which is often 4x8 tiles, and you can do the same kind of thing using these commands and select a location. It's usually either a half of the tile or a quarter of the tile, so I'll pick that location and place a sprinkler head. And it's just a simple routine that allows for quick placement. I'll press a different type. So those are placed exactly a quarter of the tile and in the middle, horizontally. So that's a few small examples of the kind of routines we can put together to ease the design drafting projects you work with in an AutoCAD product. Please fill out the contact form if you think we can help you.